today, the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution gave women the right to vote. On this anniversary, a militant minority of women's liberationists was on the streets.
It had been the opening act in what proved to be an epic struggle for equality. A crusade carried out by millions of women over the better part of a century to secure for themselves the right to vote and thereby participate in America's democracy.
To be disenfranchised is to be told that you do not matter, because the right to vote is about the power that governs your possibilities.
The right to vote is the heart of democracy, and if half the country doesn't have the right to vote, you're nowhere near being a democracy.
The teenager who was shot by the Taliban and went on to become the youngest Nobel Prize winner. Meet Malala Yousafzai.
I want to get my education and I want to become a doctor.
But all that changed in 2008.
When the Taliban came, they started talking about the girls' education, that girls are not allowed to go to schools and they are not allowed to get education.
Barred from school, Malala began speaking out.
My people need me and I shall raise my voice because if I didn't raise my voice now, so when will I raise my voice?
A vocal advocate for girls' education, she gained international attention, and with it, the wrath of the Taliban. On October 9th, 2012, Taliban gunmen boarded her school bus and opened fire.
He said, then he fired three bullets, and one hit you on the left side of my head.
From Pakistan, Malala was airlifted to a hospital in Birmingham, England, where she made a near miraculous recovery and kept on fighting. Just a year after her attack, she wrote a best-selling memoir and created the Malala Fund to champion every girl's right to an education. 2 years later, 17-year-old Malala won the Nobel Peace Prize.
This is where I will begin, but it is not where I will stop. I will continue this fight until I see every child in school.
The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development promises to make human rights real for everyone, everywhere. It has 17 goals and gender equality cuts across all of them. At a time when we're facing conflict, extremism and environmental degradation, the SDGs focus on sustainability, equality, peace and progress. The SDGs challenge deepening inequalities around the world by committing to leave no one behind.
The 2030 Agenda is very clear. There can be no sustainable development without gender equality.
Gender equality is fundamentally a question of power. Transforming the balance of power is essential, not only as a question of human rights, personal development, health and well-being. It is critical to solving some of the most damaging and intractable problems of our age, from ridiculing of women as hysterical or hormonal, to the routine judgment of women based on their looks, from the myths and taboos that surround women's natural body functions, to mansplaining and victim blaming. Misogyny has been everywhere. Involving women leaders and decision makers in mediation and peace process leads to more lasting and sustainable peace. Gender equality, including men stepping up and taking responsibility, is essential if you are to beat the climate emergency. Women's equal economic rights and opportunities are a global imperative if we are to build a fair globalization that works for all. Unless women play an equal role in designing digital technologies, progress on women's rights could be reversed. It is simple math. Women's participation improves institutions. The 21st century must be the century of women's equality. Let us all play our part in making it so.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome American TV and film actress and UN Women's Advocate for Political Participation and Leadership, Meghan Markle.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am tremendously honored to be UN Women's Advocate for Political Participation and Leadership. I am proud to be a woman and a feminist. And this evening, I am extremely proud to stand before you on this significant day, which serves as a reminder to all of us of how far we've come, but also amid celebration, a reminder of the road ahead. UN Women, as you guys know, has defined the year 2030 as the expiration date for gender inequality. And here's what's staggering. The studies show that at the current rate, the elimination of gender inequality won't be possible until 2095. That's another 80 years from now. And when it comes to women's political participation and leadership, the percentage of female parliamentarians globally has only increased by 11% since 1995. 11%? In 20 years? Come on. This has to change. Women make up more than half of the world's population and potential. So it is neither just nor practical for their voices, for our voices, to go unheard at the highest levels of decision-making.